happened in Minneapolis where Texans are trying to survive the snow, and there's like news in Minneapolis, right? So I thought today would be a perfect day for a stream because some people did lose power. I was lucky I didn't lose power this year in a snowstorm, so I thought I opened my camera. Rest can view later as this stuff goes by. So like, guys, I want to ask you an honest opinion. Like, I was watching this report, right? And many of my friends like message me, ask me, like, the guy who got shot dead. And people felt like, some people say it's like a federal agent thing and things like that. But honestly, I said to myself, there's better ways to do operations, procedures. This is not the only way to do things. Like, for example, Texas right now. If I was in New York, I wouldn't have to deal with these problems because New York knows how to put like salt, make preparations for snow, let the residents know that, hey, where is school's going to be canceled, where it's not going to be canceled due to the footage of snow. In Texas, it's not like that, okay? Texas, people freak out, and well, yeah, they pretty much freak out like it's snow. They go to grocery stores, grab stuff, and like it even happened today that when it was a Saturday, many people grabbed stuff from the grocery store, and I was telling one of my friends, I wrote him that, hey, it's better than hurricane season compared to snow. Hurricane season, people go crazy. When Ike came here, was it Ike or Harvey? We lost power for 1 week, and we were stuck like that for 1 week. And during this freeze storm, we had to use the fireplace. We were stuck in the dark, and the generator could not pick up that much. So yeah, we were stuck. But New York, if you were to lose something, New York has preparations. It lets the citizens know that, hey, due to circumstances, how much stuff can you have? How much stuff you cannot have due to limitations of the storm, and other people need it too. That is called being, well, organized. And when I seen the thing in Minneapolis, I've seen like a few friends against it, and then another deck of friends who are like very few. They kind of supported it. So I said to myself, like, I think Trump has done many great things, even though some people feel like he didn't. I feel like he handled Middle East very actively. He made wise choices. He, like, for war operations, he did some good things that some people feel like he did all bad things. I don't think he did. Compared to the Biden administration, he was very wise. He thought very practically what could save Americans to prevent war. I give him credit for that. He really did do those things. Everybody, I say this all the time, no matter what leader you have, everybody has a 1 or 2 flaw. That doesn't mean the guy is a bad guy. And I honestly say, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's pretty good. He has handled some things really, really actively. As you can see in his stuff, we didn't really have to deal with Middle East wars. He kept everybody in line, like in line. We're not going to do this. Now in local America, I think he was good too for starters. Like I said, I don't think he's bad. It's just the way the operation is going, I feel it can be done better. Oh, hi, how you doing, my Christian friend? Nice to see you. And a cruise, yeah, I'm just reviewing some stuff. I feel after seeing a couple of things of ICE and many local Americans get mad, not much I can say because I'm an American Muslim, I'm not an American Christian. Many people had debates with me, disagreements, like telling me stuff that we don't like this, we don't like that. I feel the Minneapolis thing, especially after learning when Jake Lang went, remember? Jake Lang, everybody's like, call ICE, call ICE. But my question to all Americans, when you make a plan, if you want to get someone back, doing it safely, accordingly, make choices that will not affect the Constitution, make choices where you will not get red flagged with the amendments. So like, for example, let's see how Jake Lang could have done this. He could have took votes. He could have took votes for people like, hey, what do you agree and disagree with? And then done a protest like, hey, there are voters who feel that we need to do this, and this is why we come here. Then to just get out there and protest and start burning stuff. That's bad reputation on Americans. It doesn't really matter who you are. It's just bad reputation for our country. Period. We are not Iran. We are not Middle East countries. We are Americans. We want to make our country look clean, a role model where people look up to. We're not on a road to make our country look bad in any actions we take due to anger. I feel like I'm against it. And so that's one witness. Then he started calling ICE. What's up, guys? Hey, subscribers, share your thoughts. Now, the Minneapolis scene, I feel ICE can do a better job, okay? Get documentation, get verification. Instead of asking the citizens, how about you take verification with you when you knock at someone's house, right? My brother does this. He's a CPS officer. He takes verification. He takes every documentation that why the child needs to go. Yes, parents do get mad, but he takes verification, sources that, hey, this is what's been going on in your house, and this is why the child needs to be taken, right? Without the sources, everything's become chaotic, right? Just think like a CPS officer, right? Why do parents hate CPS officers? Parents hate CPS officers because they feel like their child's going to be taken, right? But when CPS officers do biodata reports, like, hey, the parent's been on drugs or something, or the parent's been leaving infant home alone irresponsibly, when they take all those reports, that's when they come for your child. Without those reports, you got nothing. Same for ICE. I feel ICE can do a better job than to just go on streets and see like ICE and people making all these reports getting back and forth mad. If someone's illegal and you have sources in your computer, you show it to them that, hey, this is how you arrived in America. This is illegal, so they don't even have a choice to go to court because you hold the evidence that, hey, you arrived illegally. Here's the report. This is how you arrived, and you've been here since when. That's handled properly. But if we just go out in one jungle and just get after each other, all because one people look like, feel like, you crazy. Why would you say that? I have a friend who carries a gun in her car, and she's a black lady. She's a retired teacher who educated me. Every time I get something wrong, she literally yells at me that you're not doing this properly. You need to research more. You're not doing this properly. You need to research more. And she's an attorney, and she was a teacher. I'm just sharing facts how I was educated by many friends who done many things, educated things. They were teachers, lawyers, and things like that. And they say to my face that, no, I disagree with you. You need to do it more accurate and look for more sources. So now I'm reviewing that stuff based on what I'm seeing. I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I just feel people can do a better job. That's my opinion. My back porn hurts. I'm half Indian. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the channel. Enjoy. And if you have any questions, feel review. Now, another thing I was reviewing about Houston, and I do not know how to help my Indian friend because this is recent. And I saw sources to prove it, like how in Texas, this is creating hypocrisy for people, that how Hindus build a statue, and that statue was built in 2023. Now, see, incidents like that, people can't really help you because that's too recent. Now, if a temple was built in like 1999, nothing can be cured from 1999. Oh, what about my back? Hi, let me see if I can give you an opinion for your back. Try going into the tub with warm water and sitting in warm water for a change, or try Bengay to help your back. And take something really comfortable like a cushion or something. Don't just lean anywhere because that's going to hurt the bone. That's the advice I have for you. Try that first. And make sure you are taking vitamin juices on a weekly basis. That's my advice to you. That's my opinion for your back. Yeah. So guys, who's been freezed in Texas? If I have any Texas subscribers, who's been freezed in Texas? Anyone? I just got lucky this year. I didn't get freezed this year. I got really lucky this year, even though my mom was like freaking out, like the power's gonna go out, it's gonna freeze. I live in a tent. Like my mom will just start like freaking out. It's gonna freeze. You come to my house. The baby, something's gonna happen to the baby. You need to come to my house and stay. I'm like, we're fine. We didn't get any announcement that we're gonna lose any power. Nothing. So we stayed. But other areas in Texas, yes, they did get snow. And I feel bad that I didn't get any snow. I got a lot of healing, but I didn't get snow. And I feel bad about that because I love snow. Other areas did get snow. They did get announcement for power outages. I did see Dallas. Things like that happened in Texas. It wasn't as critical as people made it seem like it would be compared to a hurricane. Hurricane, you lose shit, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Snowstorm is nothing like a hurricane. Hurricane, you lose your house, you lose power, you get damages. Living in the same area I lived in, my friend, when we live in the same area, her house got flooded, my house didn't get flooded. So hurricane is where people need to really make reconsideration living through a hurricane. But yeah, what about my bath? You need to sit over there and sit in a warm bath. Morphe or Morphosis? I'll call you Morphosis. My back is, I lost. You need to sit in a warm bath and rotate your back a little bit back and forth to get the bone going. Lots of vitamin D. And take Bengay for your back as well. Yeah, that's what you should be doing, okay? Now back to the topic. And that's my advice to you. I already gave it to you. I'm going to go back to the topic I wanted to review. So, subscribers, guys, I've seen so many nurses angry. I never seen nurses this angry. But after the Minneapolis thing, I've seen many nurses angry. She's casually dropping. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm gonna review, welcome in my new subscribers or anybody. So I want to know from my subscribers, what do you think about the Minneapolis incident? Like, I feel ICE can be just like CPS officers. CPS officers have sources that I was told, no, warm water, not ice water, warm water. I never said ice water, I said warm water. You got it all wrong, buddy. But anyway, back to my stream, please. So, like, look, I feel ICE can be handled in a better format, okay? Based on what I'm observing, I know they're federal agents. I've seen lawyers yell, I didn't know what to say. I've seen nurses yell, I didn't know what to say. I've seen people yell, okay, they're not really hurt, period. I didn't know what to say. I see some senators say stuff. I didn't know what to say. And that's my point. Like, okay, so many people are pointing in one direction. That means something is just missing. President did fine. I gave demonstrations. He handled Middle East well. He handled Middle East well compared to the Biden administration. There was less stress in the Middle East, even though not many people are happy about it. But he kept stuff in line in the Middle East. I already answered your question, Morphe. You need to go in the warm water. Can you please stop disturbing my stream? I told you warm water. Warm water. Go sit in warm water. There, I wrote it. Go sit in warm water. Okay, so I live near a lake. Okay, well, find some place warm. Find someplace warm. CR King, what's up? Okay, well, blankets? Do you have blankets? The typing sounds, emo. Do you have blankets? That's all I can recommend. I don't know what else to tell you. Find someplace warm or go to a shop. Lord. Okay, I'm sorry. I wish I could help, but that's all the recommendations I have because I don't know where you live. But yes. Okay, so observe from 2024, right? Many people voted for the Republicans because many Muslims trusted the Republicans too. They all shifted from Democrats to Republicans. And I'm saying it, Trump has done a really good job handling the Middle East. I'm not saying he's wrong. Sure, there were some people who were not happy with his choices, how he handled the Middle East. I'm not going to say there were a couple of people who disagreed with his choices, but he kept everything in line. He made sure everybody was in line and made sure nobody done anything to condemn in war. Okay, I would give him credit how he handled Middle East compared to the Biden administration. Now, local America, that's another story, okay? We are in our second year now, and I'm praying stuff do get fixed because I don't think he's that bad. There are some people who still disagree with him. I don't think he's super bad. I just feel he needs to adjust certain things, that's all. Like ICE, okay? As I said for ICE shouldn't go in areas without sources because there are immigration lawyers, okay? My cousin's also an immigration lawyer. She's been working here for many, many years to help American citizens and families as an immigration attorney, okay? So this is where ICE will get like bombed or like stuck because versus an attorney versus a federal agent. He's an agent, there's an immigration attorneys who does the same job in law, right? So if you don't have any sources to prove why someone is illegal, you can't go by color, you can't go by accent, you can't go by what they look like because some people are also autistic or even abnormal, disabled. There's no reason to judge by someone's appearance or color or English because there's different forms of Americans. Some people speak Spanish. But if you have sources, things to prove why someone's illegal, take that. Because this is where an ICE agent versus a legal immigration attorney, this is where they're going to debate. That's an attorney, you're an agent. So who's telling the truth? Agents telling the truth or the immigration lawyers telling the truth who does federal cases for America? One or the other, right? Is this illegal? No, I'm reviewing things, how ICE is processing, and I feel they can do better. It's just the way that they're processing. I feel there's a miss here because so many people are complaining. Yes, they're federal agents, but there's many ways to process. And this is what I'm trying to explain. And he's a lack of diplomacy, ruined international relations with allies, countries, extremely divided. ICE isn't a law enforcement. Yeah, but some people say it is. There's not much I can say to that because I'm an American Muslim, but I've seen so many American Christians complain that no, they have no right to do that, yada, yada, like say things to me, and I didn't know what to tell them. Some people disagree with a lot of things. I'm not blaming the president. I'm just blaming this process. They're an immigration custom enforcement, not law enforcement. You see, this is where immigration lawyers who fight for America, like the American clients, this is where they get stuck that, hey, where's your sources? Where's your stuff? Why are you taking my client? Where's your proof that this person's illegal? And that's where more debates are going to grow for them. ICE versus an immigration lawyer to get someone out of help. And it's going to grow because you're not providing sources. Why someone is illegal. Now, the silliest thing I've ever seen, and I told this to many people. Many people said on X, and you see me on X every day as the Hollywood, that, oh, they had a gun. Well, I sit with a lady who carries a gun in her car every day. She literally tells me that my gun in there, if anybody tried to attack me, I have a gun in my car. And she's my best friend. She's a retired lady, a teacher, and yeah, she carries a gun. And another friend I speak to, and she's in my Discord, she has a gun too. There's many Americans who hold guns because the gun policy is free. Anybody can carry a gun. How come every other country can enforce immigration law but the U.S.? The problem is, Zach, the way America was processed, this is where reading comes in, I hate to say it, and a lot of people, Americans told me this, is a lot of immigrants have helped build America. That's where the rights come from. Because of the immigrants who helped build America, like for example, the Jews. I didn't even know this history. Someone Jewish told me that a Jewish immigrant back at the time when America was new has helped America process a lot of things. And I'm like, how is that possible? Yeah, and that's what I was told. I'm like, okay, yeah. And she gave me sources, and I'm like, okay. And then, of course, I know Muslims came through African slave trade, but that's some other time. But that's not important currently to what's now. That's done is done. That's the past. This is now. So I say this to my friends that the only way this can be a fair spade is if the gun law, it's either banned for everybody or everybody carries a gun, and there's no reason to judge a front person for carrying a gun when the gun law is legal for everybody. Right or wrong? If you ever stay your visa day or another country or out, I got a few matches. I've heard of birthright citizenship. From what I know about birthright citizenship, for example, let's see if I can give you a decent example, okay? I've seen many from 1990s friends come here. They had American boyfriends. They got married. and they were away from their parents, and they built a future here with their American boyfriends. It doesn't matter who, America's America. They got married, they dated, they built a future, and then some point of life, they called their parents to visit. I've seen someone do that. Okay? Now, if you are a family like me and my dad, but my dad's mom, she was already here. But my mom's mom was not, okay? Since they were parents and my mom was already a residency in the early 1960s, early time period, long time ago. So many times she had tried for her mom. That would be considered birthright citizenship to call my grandma over. But it didn't work. It didn't go through. She didn't try after that. She didn't enforce anything. She didn't try anything, nothing. She tried once. She tried twice. After that, she didn't bother to visit her mom. And sooner or later, later on with time, she died. But my dad's mom was already here. How? Because my aunt was here first in the early 1950s when she got married. My uncle was already here. So that's how. Birthright citizenship means where you call your mother, if your mother lives in another country, or father. That's about it. Any other residency, I never seen America has processed that easily. I don't think so. Do you know Sanjit Singh running mayor against Vivek? Sanjit Singh. I don't think I've heard of him. America says always immigration process. You can't just walk and expect to stay, always do it. Hey, it's old-fashioned way. Follow the American rules or get out. Simple as that. Being an American means you follow all the laws, rules, everything, right? That's pretty much how it works. I say the same thing. No breaking the rules, no cheating the system, no cheating anybody. You follow the Constitution and the laws, how stuff are done here, or this is not the place for you. But no cheating anybody, no cheating the state, no cheating the system. We don't need any of that. Anybody who does that, they need to stay away from here, because that's not how stuff works. Then the good people, they get stuck for their rights. Right or wrong? Cheat the system, guys, is be a thug. I don't know where you got that from, but yeah. American citizens should be obeyed by these rules as well. I'm with the crowds, been there before. Hello, I'm from What Up, Oscar? Love my Israeli friends. I hope I visit again. We're just reviewing some facts about America. I don't know about the Israeli government, but yeah, I'm reviewing stuff about America, okay? MEGA, MEGA stands for Make America Great Again, I believe. Make America Great Again. Basically, I'll try to come again whenever I get a chance and see you guys again, my Israeli buddies. I made a video of all the content creators. I'll try to come again. But okay, Make America Great Again, guys. We need to work with statistics. First, we need to work on our investigation process. I feel that's a big thing we need to do on investigation process. Change our skills, verify everybody, verify background, ask basic security questions to all the immigrants that, who do you have in America, since when, and based on that, we make our choice. Okay, somebody's been from the 1960s and they didn't cheat anybody. They didn't cheat Americans. They didn't cheat the system. They didn't cheat any of that. Then maybe the citizen who is applying, we can give it a chance. Okay, that's called giving a chance. There's always legal right to give it a chance. But those who do illegal things as immigrants and the family knows about it and the family's hiding it, knowing that this is illegal, then we need to make a reconsideration as Americans. No. No. Time to make a reconsideration. So if your family is doing it and you know it and you're also calling somebody else from outside, that's where you make a reconsideration. Okay, we can't do that. According to your record, things like this, that, hey, you've been doing this so long and we want you to approve a visa for whoever you're applying for, that's where you look in. For example, cheating the state, running a business under the table without informing the states or anybody from the states, making money under the table without informing why you needed to do it. Then yeah, when you apply for people, this is where you make a reconsideration that, okay, no, it ain't gonna work like that. I feel America needs to do a little bit better job in its investigation process than to just go on street and take anyone. The more sources the Americans hold when you verify someone, that's the only way you can take people out without having to, like, having a hypocrisy scene, how you see on streets, like, oh, you hate black people, you hate white people, you hate Mexican people, you hate Spanish people, you hate Muslims, you hate Jews, you hate Indians. No, 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 none of that, because there's many Americans. We just need to fix the operation process of security, how we solve and come towards people. I just give you the biggest one. CPS officers, when parents do drugs or keep some type of drug with an infant and a CPS officer finds it, sees it in the records and been there how long, that's when the CPS officer has right to take the child, even though parents don't like it and they go to court about it. That, hey, give my child back, this and this, why. This is where sources come in. Well, to ICE agents, the immigration lawyers are going to come in. They're going to bark because that's affecting their career too, to fight for the immigrants. That's their job, fight for the immigrants. They make money off of that. They're going to debate the agents that, hey, what proof you have that this person is illegal? Do you have sources? Do you have this? Do you that? Debate like a court case in the room. And an ICE agent say, but this is how they're speaking, and we are federal agents, but where is your proof? Court asks for proof. That's what the immigration lawyers do. Hey, I demand you to give me proof. So, like, things like that is important. Right now, I see America, like, I love it, but I feel there's something needs to be fixed here. I know there's some people who don't like her, but I honestly feel he's not that bad. We just need to fix the basics. The basics. And the basics is ridiculous how we're handling things. Like, come on now. When people say on X posts, like, oh, this person had a gun. That's a dumb excuse. Every American has a gun. I sat with somebody who has a gun in her car, and she's my best friend. She says it to me all the time, that, hey, in there is my gun. If anybody tried to target my car, I'm going to take my gun out. Now, if an ICE agent did that, they'll be like, oh, you're somebody, or you make assumptions or whatever they possibly are just for holding a gun without having to understand. But all guns have been allowed to Americans. Since when? You either ban the gun policy for everybody or deal with other people who do have guns. Right or wrong, guys? The gun policy came in front of me. The reason why I'm shouting because my YouTube is muted from the screen. I'm using my phone, so I want people to hear me. So this is the thing. This is what I want people to understand. It's only going to get worse if we do not fix our security system. I feel like we can do a better job in our security system. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, yeah, because I'm talking from my phone and I have my big screen open so I can see you guys' chat. I can't respond from my phone. You guys don't do a lot of viewers when I do my studio open. I laugh at that all the time. You guys seem to love stream this way compared to my studio way. I get more viewers, the funny part. So I do this, and then I do the studio way. But yeah, I only got them just in case of crowds attack me. Look, I say this, we reviewed this last time. Even if you have an ID, even if you have a passport, but let's say somebody's sick on the street, okay? It's walking home, and an ICE agent sees you like, hey, what are you doing here? And you don't look whatever to me. Give it a chance to at least classify itself. Like, let it go home, show you information. Everybody has the right to do that. That, hey, give me a moment to go home. Can I go home? And I will show you my verification. That, hey, I'm from here. There's no reason to come after me. When you see that, then make a choice. But don't just go on streets, into the cars, into somebody just because you see a gun. Because that's legally a law in America. There's no reason to judge somebody. So like, when I seen Alex, what's his name? Alex who died? The nurse who died? I've seen so many people say to me that, oh, but he had a gun, but then the other half say he was saving a female. But come on, man, everybody carries a gun in America. That's no excuse. That I don't think I want a false passport. I'm not saying anything to that. Everybody has a gun in America. Name one American that does not have guns or some sort of protection in their house. I've seen so many Americans carry guns. You're not going to see one American without a gun. Maybe an American Muslim, American Indian, but like most 90% of like black and white people, sometimes even American Jews, they carry guns. So what type of a lame-o excuse is that you've seen him carry a gun and say that, oh, that was a terrorist, it had a weapon in his hand. There's weapons in people's cars. I thought that was like the lamest excuse for somebody to give, that, oh, he had a gun in his back. But there's people carrying weapons in their car every day. Literally every day of their lives. So what are you going to do? Tell them they're terrorists too? No, this is just America. Guns have always been allowed. I felt that incident when that nurse died, it just could have been handled so much better. It just could have. There's no reason to tackle him just because he had a gun in his back, knowing there's so many Americans who carry guns in their cars. I go with one. I literally go with one. She tells me that, hey, that's my gun right there sitting in my car. We're going out to, I'm just like looking at her weirdly like, okay, when she's my best friend, she's like, that's my gun right there. And you're sitting in my car and we're going out to you. I'm like, okay. I felt weird about that, but I do. It just... That's where federal, immigration lawyers come in. You know, there's federal immigration lawyers, right? And they're going to fight ICE asking that, hey, what did my client do? Show me proof. That's just their job. Like, hey, I'm a federal immigration lawyer. Why is my client guilty? You need to prove me evidence. That's just their job for fighting their cases to stay. You know? There's such thing as a federal immigration lawyers, you know. You know that, right? There's literally such thing as that. And they fight for clients' cases that why should they deserve to stay in America. So she's just saying things is what this channel is. I'm basically saying that there's many things in America that just could be done better. I'm not saying anybody's bad. I'm not saying the president's bad. I just gave an example that the president handled Middle East very accurately compared to the Biden administration. He kept everybody in line. He gave everybody his reasons that why I am not supporting this movement and what, even though there are many nations who disagreed with him. But he handled that pretty accurately. But in local America, like living with the citizens, what was your first question? You don't have a right to not listen to an officer when we have a court for a reason. Court people go to many reasons. I can tell you that much, right? And the media report is the biggest thing who says multiple things, right? You remember about who was that police officer who killed a man? I forgot. Some people say he was on drugs. Some people stated on media reports that he was killed purposely. Remember, I forgot his name, who ran his police car on a black dude. I forgot that case. What was this very famous case? I get to stop by police. I don't mess with guns, knives, and axes. But my bottom line is, this should have been handled better, okay? If ICE is not going to fix its tactics with security, not just go on streets and say you have a gun or you look different, you sound different, you don't sound American, we are federal agents. Without sources, it's going to be a catastrophe in America. You're going to miss what I said, boys and girls, all Americans. The more sources you have, why you need to get someone. Someone can leave their ID at home, but you can't just say it's illegal. What if somebody left their ID at home? What if they don't have it at the moment? What if they can't give it to you at the moment? And they need to go home and give it to you. That can happen. People leave their purses home all the time. People leave their bags and purses in their cars all the time or at their house all the time. Welcome to normal life. They just do. But what if you don't have it at the moment and you can't show it to the ICE agent that, hey, I do not have it at the moment. Can I go home and show you? Give people chances. But if we just go at somebody, make our own statements thinking that, hey, this is a federal agent, we need to come into your car. We need to come into just whoever and see that, hey, this doesn't look American. I'm telling you, that's where federal immigration lawyers, their stuff is going to grow and they're going to debate because that's going to affect their jobs. They fight for citizens to stay. We have another side who want to deport them, and then they're the immigration lawyers who debate why they need to stay because they hold statements of the client that, hey, this is why I want to stay in America. This is my reason. And they make cases. Immigration cases of lawyers that, hey, I have this case. This is why my client deserved to stay. They aren't citizens. There's many people like that. Many people like that. But you should not go on television. You should go on sources, verification, and make sure you public those verifications. Without the verifications, I promise you, my friends, I don't mind who you are on my channel. That just creates hypocrisy. And you do not want that in your country. It's going to come so chaotic that it's going to be out of your knowledge what starts it. And you do not want that for America. Clean it up where you can. Review while you can. And I inspire people to study your sources. Don't go by everything what you see on the internet or reports. Do some self-education. That, hey, for example, I'll only give you an example. How do we have immigrants and what was the cause? Like, I've seen many Jewish people tell me that if it wasn't for us, America wouldn't be built. And they were the first people here. I'm not going to lie. Why would I lie? It is true. They were the first ones here after Christians fought the Native Americans. They helped build the nations. They were here. Arrived, and you just got to read like a before and after story. How did they help? After them, through the African slave trade came the Muslims. But first were Jews. Hindus came much later. You just got to read in the exact order. Of course, Native Americans going to be number one because that's who the land was taken from in the Native American War. But you just got to read from beginning to down, all the way down, to understand how do we have immigrants? Why is this allowed? And why are they getting the importance? If you're not going to read that part, you're not going to understand any of this, because I told you, we have immigration lawyers who fight for immigrants. It's just their job. That, hey, I'm fighting for my client, and this is why my client deserves to stay. And we have another side, ICE agents collecting immigrants, that this is why they need to go. But you need to show sources. Why do they need to go? Like, do you have proof? Do you have solid proof? That why do they need to go? Do you have proof of evidence, something illegal about them that they need to go? Then if you don't, then it turns into a mess. What you're currently seeing everywhere. It's going to be like that until I feel we need to fix our security system. We need to do it a little bit better compared to how it's being processed. The only thing they built is a pile of shit. I'm not going to say anything there. You guys can debate each other, but I will answer questions. So, like, what is your opinion? Like, you tell me. I'm an American Muslim. I stream to discuss with all you guys. What is your opinion in this case? Like, what do you feel? I agree with the president. I'm not saying he's wrong. He has done a lot of good things. I'm not saying he's a bad person at all. He has done some good procedures. And he has made wise choices. It's just local America, I feel we can do a little bit of a better job with our operation system. The way it's being presented, because that's making us look bad. And it makes me depressed too, because I'm an American. Obviously you're going to defend immigrants since you're not a Native American. I hope that question was not for me. I'm not a Native, or I'm an American Muslim, buddy. But okay. Obviously gonna it's not feel lady, it's a law. Let India build America. Okay, let's see some questions I can answer. You sound like an American. I just feel America, it can do better. There's nothing wrong with it. It just needs to do a little bit better with its process. That's my opinion to all my American friends here. It just needs to do a little bit better with this process and decisions, how it does things. Like MEGA, right? MEGA, I believe MEGA stands for Make America Great Again. But to make America great again also requires through how you process things, what choices you make, and how you operate those choices. So like if I operate ICE, and ICE works for Trump's command as federal agents, my tip to ICE is you just need more sources. Like, you need more things, more stuff. Like, hey, this is why I'm taking this citizen, and this is his claim. This is why it's illegal, and this is any laws if it's broken. This is why I'm taking it. But without sources, for example, there are many immigrants here. I used to work with one, right? I worked at Walmart in 2015, right? And the funny thing is, I was helping my friend get a job. And my friend didn't get hired when she was legal, okay? And these 2, 3 Bangladeshi ladies who worked in my department, and one lady who's been here for a very long time, the store managers loved her like crazy. So she wanted to get her sister-in-law a job. Now her sister-in-law didn't know English and she didn't have the paperwork. And neither did her niece. Like her niece, they didn't have the paperwork. And I'm just like, they got hired. And I'm like, for thinking for a minute, okay, if you don't have the paperwork, how did you get hired? And the store manager knew that. Still, they hired her. That no, we like how she performs. It's okay. Now I don't know how did they operate and give her stuff or like pay her and stuff. I wouldn't know that part. But they hired her. They did. They hired her, gave her a job under the table, and they worked there for what? I would say like 10 or 7 years, like 10 years when I went there. They worked there. The girl got married in front of me. And just wow. In fact, when one of the managers have fired her for the most stupidest thing ever, many employees were mad. In fact, one manager was mad too that she wanted to remove the badge that Walmart gave her for assumption she was a theft. When she done the best performance, the manager gave her a badge for the best stocker and organizer for apparel. But one of the managers didn't like the employee and she fired her for like thefting. And then the Mexican manager got mad and wanted to remove her badge so she can return to the Walmart company. But her sister-in-law was an immigrant and the manager hired her. That no, we like your performance. We don't care if you don't have the paperwork. Just don't worry about it and just do what we're telling you. So my bottom line is there is such shit like that. There is. It's in front of my eye experience in a big company for Walmart. Who am I to tell a lady who the store manager hired that you're illegal? I would have been fired. Who am I to tell a lady that lady's illegal when the store manager made the choice that no, I want to keep her. I like her. I like her performance, and I trust who represented me to her, which was the apparel lady. They had some disagreement with the coupons. She was really good. She was like all of store manager's favorite person. But the lady, her name was Jackie, right? Jackie had an issue with me too, but I never got fired. It's just your personal preference how you see people, but the store manager liked us a lot. So Jackie accused her for like, just because she was organizing a bra and they thought she was stealing it when she wasn't, she was just organizing it. And she's been doing that for many years. So Jackie took her and literally marked her for thefting and kicked her out the store. And we thought that was terrible. She went home crying because she's been with the company for many, many years. Helping the company, always listening to the manager, never late, not one tardy. And one assumption just got her kicked out. And not many people were happy with that. The store manager and the assistant managers fought about that. That, hey, we want her back. We want her back. That was wrong termination and things like that. And that's exactly what it is right now, left and right. Some people feel it's wrong. Some people feel like, no, we need to deport. But that's where security sources come in. And I'm telling you, the immigration lawyers who fight for legal immigrants, their jobs are going to grow. Because they feel like, okay, what did my client do that you're taking it? On the other side, you are deporting it because you feel it's illegal. But you need to show something that the person did. And I'm telling you, there's many people like that in this country I worked with. They wouldn't hire my legal friend, but the manager liked the immigrant better. What am I going to do? I had nothing to say. I was getting my legal friend a job, but the manager liked the immigrant's performance better. When she didn't know English. She didn't know English. She didn't know shit no English. I always had to help her. She didn't know English, but she was hired. No paperwork, nothing. She was hired for Walmart. What are you going to do about it? Anything? Curry, yes, with sauce. Any questions? Like, what do you guys feel about this, huh? I just feel ICE needs to do a professional performance compared to how it's being presented. That's the best way I can put it. They need to do a little bit more professional stuff, in my opinion. That's how I see it. Guide sources, why you need to take a person. Why you after the person and have statements why. Without it, And without showing it, it's going to become chaotic. Because there's many type of Americans, and so many Mexicans live here too. Remember? You're not going to find a lot of Mexicans in New York. I'm not sure even for Boston or any other place, but you're going to find a lot of Mexicans in Texas because Texas used to be part of Mexico, remember? So you are going to find a lot of Mexicans here. But what are you going to tell them? That's what my dad was educating me today. Like, he was telling me something that I did not know is great. But when I'm friends with Mexicans, that most of the construction in Texas, like the hard, deep, deep sweat construction, the Mexican people do that. They sweat, they drop, build stuff for people. Whether it's cash or not, even though they sometimes get accused for like, tax fraud or something like that. And some people accuse them for cheating the system. But the good benefit is that they do a lot of hard work that some of the local Americans, like anyone different, do not really want to do. Those are all Mexicans. Sweat their butt off to clean up houses. Be the hardworking for construction in Texas. Be there for anybody who needs any type of lawn mowing done. Based on what my dad told me, those are mostly Mexicans in Texas. Most of them. So every immigrant that you choose, it does have a cost. As long, I say if it has not done anything like a criminal activity and it's not in your records, then you are going to see people screaming. You're going to see many people screaming on streets like, oh, why are you taking this person? Why? And I told you the biggest demonstration. Walmart hired an immigrant in front of me. The manager didn't want my friend. It wanted the immigrant. What am I going to do about it? Nothing. Anything I can do? It's the manager's company. What am I going to do? It's always crazy how positive things they're described in states like there's nothing bad going on. Why didn't they go through legal channels? The thing is, Zelensky, is that nowadays people are not taking the legal system seriously. It's like they're pushing in their own agenda based on their vision. And that's dangerous. That's very dangerous for anyone. I don't care who you are. That's very dangerous for everyone. Because let's say tomorrow it's your friend. It's your friend who has a different perspective. Would you want your friend to be in danger? All because of what an agent thought about her or him? It could be anybody. And you're not going to like that as an American. That, hey, I've been with this person for so many years. Why are you attacking my friend? Well, here we go with the feelings. It's not feelings. These are facts. I gave you one. Walmart. The girl's name is Saba, right? Saba. I wasn't invited to her wedding, but her aunt invited me to the baby shower. Me and a Mexican girl went together for the baby event, right? After so many years, we've seen each other after 15 years. And she works for Marshall now. But it's all on how the company sees those things, and some companies are okay with performance with immigrants, some are not. I've seen many companies who just hire people just like that when they don't have a problem with them. They just want either your ID or some proof of residency while you're here, and they do take people. The manager does. The manager does. I've seen many companies do those things. But the bottom line is, as long as they don't do an illegal activity, then and they may be immigrant, but they haven't done an illegal activity, then what are you coming after for? America's full of immigrants. And if you study history, in fact, I'm going to post a source if you guys can wait a minute. Why I'm going to post that activity, I think it's going to come useful at this time. During new times of America were Jews citizens or immigrants, and many people were immigrants as they showed up. So like when America was new, hold on guys, I'm typing it in and I'm going to give you the source because I don't have my studio right now. Was new, how did Jewish immigrants help America? Immigrants, right? We're going to review something. So here we go. I'm going to post this. Agricultural industry. Okay. Study the agriculture industry. It says right here, when America was new, how did the Jewish immigrants played a crucial role in early development of America, including various sectors, agriculture, and industries. Like, you can read about this. I'm posting it. If you type it on the internet, you can read about it. I want people to see This is why we have the immigrant policy. We don't have it because we have it. We have it because of the early history of America. Look, right here, read for yourself. Hopefully this goes. Okay. Skills. Okay, right here. Skill, here it is. We have it because of this. Check it out. I want people to remember this. We don't have it because we have it. We have it because of early history of America. And how America allowed things in early time when America was new and who cooperated. This was the Jewish Americans. Right here. And they were immigrants. You heard me right. They were immigrants. Muslims came later through the slave trade. These were Jewish immigrants. So like when people say, why do we have immigrants? Then I don't know what to tell you, because America has always worked like this. In labor, right here. Industries, and they were all immigrants. So when people say, why do we have immigrants? It's because America history is linked to immigrants. It is. Unfortunately, Jewish. No, anybody else you want me to post? I don't think you like Native Americans. Native Americans help too. Jews help too. Mexicans have helped too. But this is the American history, bro. It started with immigrants. It's hard to believe. For me too. But it's all about the reading. Illegal immigrants always come back around to us somehow. Well, also because, for example, I'll give you one. You're probably not going to like this one, but it's worth a try for an example. Okay? If, for example, many Americans have told me we should have never invaded Iraq. Okay, and I ask them, why do you say that? They say that we should have never invaded Iraq. Now, invading Iraq also means you take the citizens because you're invading their territory. God knows why. Some people say today that we should have never invaded Iraq. It was a bad move. But at the same time, going in their territory and putting the territory on risk, whatever the cause is, then congratulations, Iraqis, coming here to America because their current location is being, well, destroyed or whatever you want to call it in your perspective. But yeah, that's how they ended up coming to America. Same for Vietnamese war. Read about Vietnam War. How many Vietnamese residency do we have in America? It's because of the Vietnam War. That's like, we have so many like that. Many. It's not the first time. Every war that we have ever done, we welcomed its immigrants to the country. Unfortunately, that sounds like pretty shocking and weird, but you got to read about it. You got to read about it. And in this case, what I see ISIS doing, I just feel it's like a little unprofessional. There's better ways to process this. That's how I'm going to put it. There's better ways to solve this. Because if they don't fix it, that's going to make the president look bad and he's going to lose a lot of his voters. That's how I see it. It needs to be fixed as soon as possible, or President Trump is going to lose a lot of his voters that some people may not like. But it's going to turn to that point if it's not fixed. And not a lot of people are going to like that, but every choice you make, every choice you pick has a consequence. So like if these ICE soldiers do not fix their investigation process and do it in a better format, that's going to cause the president to lose a lot of voters, because then the immigration lawyers are going to debate that, hey, why are you taking my clients? I make money off them. They're my clients. I fight for them. They pay me. Why do I get to stay? So it's pretty frustrating. A lot of things to look at. A lot of things to review. And I feel as of right now, we're not on a good path. Like maybe everything else is fine, but this one thing, I feel it needs to be adjusted. So any questions for me? Because you guys are enjoying the chat back there with each other. Do you guys have any questions for me specifically? You guys are enjoying the chat with each other. I see that. And I like it too. Do you have any specific questions for me while you enjoy the chat conversation with each other? The girl talking. You enjoying in there? You talking to each other? Do you have any specific questions for me before I end this stream? Do you do support? I just said it. I said it. There's nothing wrong with him. I don't see there's anything specifically wrong with him. I think he's fine. It's just there's few things that I feel needs to be adjusted. America's on the best path. Canada, Europe. I'm nobody. I might get somebody from Europe. I don't know anybody from Europe actually. I know somebody from Canada, but I am not sure at this time he's going to be happy to see me as an American. We talk in inbox, but I don't think he's going to be happy to stream with me in front of Americans. I've been facing that a lot, but yeah. Yeah, I know somebody from Canada. I'll name him though. If anybody wants to meet him and have like a conversation with him, I'll bring him up. Let's see if I can find him. Matt Tash. Okay, let's see if I can bring him. Let me see if I can find him. And you guys can try asking him, would he like to have a discussion on his podcast regarding Canada? I'm not sure if he's going to be in for it, but it's worth a try. Why not? Okay. Share this guy and ask this guy, would he be interested to talk to anybody American as a Canadian? Because right now he's not. I tried to get him, but I don't think he's going to come because he's so pissed when he's my friend. He's Canadian, but he's pissed right now. So I'll give it to you guys, and you guys can ask your own perspective. Would he want to debate anybody American and see what he has to say? But here we go. I'll bring it in. Here you go. This is his channel right here. Feel free to ask him questions. Ask him, would he like to meet you guys and answer your questions? But I invited this guy. Hi, lovely, cutie, gorgeous face, hair, and makeup. I'm not wearing any makeup on my face. I just have my ring light open now. That's why I'm not wearing any makeup right now, but I have my ring light open. Get rid of the football and bring in the cricket. Canada sells bags of milk. I'm not happy with them either. Okay, I won't bring anybody Canadian to my channel. There. You guys can ask by yourself. Do you want to meet? Do you want to talk with the guy? You guys ask yourself if you want to do a podcast with the guy. But based on that, I don't think he's happy to come on my channel. It's not because I'm American. He's just not happy right now based on what's going on. America versus Canada. My family lives there. I'm okay. I love Canada, but right now, a lot of the people are not happy what's going on. So, any specific questions for me that you guys have before I close the stream? It was a wonderful stream today. I'm going to make a thumbnail in a bit, but it was a wonderful stream with you guys. And what are your tips, things that we talk about? Feel free to tell me because we review it all. What are your tips? I will open a swing shop free, add them with the first order. You guys are so funny. You guys are hilarious. Oh, thank you. I got a tip for you. What is it, Adrian? What's your tip for me? What's your tip for me before I go? Let's hear it. What's your specific tip for me? What is it? Mushroom top. You know what? I feel like I'm a man. If it wasn't for this cold, I would have got a shawarma today. I'm in a craving for a shawarma. If it wasn't for this dumb cold, I would have got one. But dang, this cold destroy everything. No coffee, no nothing. Just tomorrow I'm thinking to make hot chocolate. But yeah, just destroyed anyway. But thanks, guys. I will come back later on this week, maybe with my stage, or as I do, because you guys like this format better. That I open this and answer questions. You don't like my stage way. I get less viewers when I open my stage, which is a weird way, but I get more viewers this way. But yeah, stay tuned, y'all. And I'll come back later on this week. Thank you for coming. And I hope you understand my stream today that there's a lot to expect for America. Pray for America. We need to work together. I'm not saying the president's bad. We just need to fix a little bit more stuff for a better tomorrow. Because if we don't, we're going to be facing weirdo stuff. Remember, those who don't follow the Constitution, the amendments, we're going to be like one of the Middle East countries. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't need to be one of the Middle East countries. We need to stick to the Constitution, stick operations accordingly, make choices accordingly, do safety and decisions, even for deporting accordingly. Because that's why we have immigration lawyers who fight for people. Everybody. We means all Americans, not just me. We means all Americans. And the more we do, it's for our own safety tomorrow. Better reputation of our country, better performance of our country. Trump is doing a nice job. And like I said, there's a lot of things he did good. I'm not saying he's a bad person. He's just, there's some things we need to adjust so our country doesn't get out of control. It's for our own safety. It's not for an outsider's safety. It's our safety as local Americans who go on normal walks, take children, things like that. And we cannot just like, let that go. We just need to be a little bit more organized with our security system. Like when we take somebody, make sure we have sources why we're taking this person. Because if we don't, and they go to court of law, to an immigration lawyer, they're going to debate the same thing what I just told you, that, hey, why are you taking this person? What did it do? What source do you have? And it's just going to turn into a hypocrisy conflict that you do not want. And I told you, there's many immigrants here who companies have hired under the table. And if you don't have sources to prove why are you taking them, that just turns into a weirdo conflict. And there's not much you can do. The company manager can debate, but not ordinary people. So we just need to fix some things. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Trump is bad. He's fine. He done a lot of good things. But some process, it just needs to be handled a little bit better. Get it? I'll put it right there. So guys, I'm going to get ready to end the stream and you guys review over what I said. It's only useful for us Americans tomorrow, all of us who want a normal life back without any stress, being with our friends, doing normal stuff. And we can get it back. We just need to do a little bit of work at it and see how we process things. That's all. Take care, y'all. It was nice seeing you in the cold weather. I'll be back later on this week. Take care.